Peace over you, Asad, and peace to everyone else.
Peace to all out there and you. Here we are again.
hmm Peace
One
to
more.
everyone in the seen and the unseen.
Well, yes, obviously.
So, how was your week?
Good. I mean, I had my session with my wife on Friday.
hmm
Then I had this session with you now. And the unbelievable, impossible task of making anyone listen is quite obvious, not lost on me, not at all lost on me, as it is very, very clear that no one on the earth is going to listen anymore. To me, it's very, very clear. It's a quite obvious um, fact, and it's hard to understand from my perspective, because when you do actually understand what I understand, it's hard to accept that they don't see this obviousness. But that is the reality. You've got to see the obviousness for yourself. Nobody's going to show this obviousness to you unless you see it with your own soul and your own heart's eyes and ears and comprehension to what actually is going on. Nobody's, they want someone to prove it to them. Yeah.
Mm.
Bring it on. Bring us the miracles. Show us floating you in the air and bringing down the heaven to the earth, and show us the angels. Show us God. Show us this stuff. Prove it to us. If you can't prove it to us, we won't believe you. Yeah, we're not going to just believe what you're reading. I mean, that's nonsense. What is it? We can make better than that. I mean, look
hmm
at our beautiful books. Yeah. Can't you see how many fantastic books we've written? I mean, this nonsense that you tell us is, what do you call it? Quran. Yeah. I mean, what is this nonsense? Yeah. That's how they talk to us. And that's how they talk to all the messengers and prophets and the believers in all generations from Adam to now, and will be till the end the same thing. uh, but you as a believer, the third person you, I, you, whoever is a believer, has to accept the fact they're not going to believe. And you will be alone in the seen world. But as a believer, I know I'm not alone at all. I'm powered by the immeasurable God, and after that, the immeasurable angels and the Spirit of God. And beyond that, nothing matters.
Mm.
None of these seen entities on the earth, the men, nor the demons that you don't see and you see. If you have eyes, you can see the demons, and they are rampant around us. They make you go, wow. They make
Mm.
you go, oh.
Yeah, like in the movies. Yeah.
Yeah, these morons, it's
Yeah.
demonic, and they make you believe they're gods and angels. Yeah, I mean,
hmm
men make other men believe they're gods. I mean, like they think they're gods themselves as well, as Pharaoh did, and many like him. There's no end to these entities who believe that their beauty and wealth somehow makes them eligible to be gods. Yeah, and their ability to have knowledge of this world gives them some sense of authority over those that don't have the same in this world. And thus is how the generations go by, have passed, will pass, will always be. There's no uh, bifurcation of that line of thought, or any other thought that overcomes that thought in mankind. I mean, there's a few of them, obviously. There's few of mankind who have some righteousness, some soul left in them. But by and large, they're retarded. I mean, that's the best word I can use for them, because my words for them are far worse than just retarded. And I use them frequently in my heart to plead to God against them and call them all those names in my heart, and for them to be smashed to smithereens for their absolute rejection of God, and then everything else he tells them to believe, and their acceptance of everything he tells them to reject.
which is a very good segue into our topic or discussion today, which are the angels, the
Yeah.
messengers, and turning to the God. So tell us about those entities that will come to collect the wretched souls of us retarded fools. These
Yeah.
beings, because it's you know, you and I have talked about it, and you've informed us and educated us on this on this concept, but a lot of the people I've heard call angels with female names. One is that. And second, when I was growing up in Pakistan, they used to say Ashraf al Makhlukat because the man is the best of all the creations because the
Hmm.
angels bowed. So, explain to us, what are these entities angels and what are their ranks with God?
I mean, all of them are messengers of God. That's the fundamental thing everybody needs to understand. The angels are all messengers of God, and the angels are higher ranked than man, period. Yeah, exceptions are always there for everything in God's rules, except a few. For most things in God's realm, there are exceptions, but the general rule, the angels and the spirit, are higher than all other creation under God. And that is an absolute fact. It's an absolute reality. Mankind is just one of God's creations, one of God's many creations. And are the demons the same? They're the same, one of many creations of God. God graced man when he created Adam above the angels at that time. Adam was taught the names when the angels weren't. There's just one exception. And for that, he made them prostrate to Adam, where the Satan did not. Iblis refused to prostrate because he thought man was a piece of junk, garbage, created him from sulfur, created me from fire. I'm better. I'm not going to prostrate to this guy. And thus he became Satan. And then everybody follows him. And his example becomes Satan in the end. Yeah. Some follow him and are just satanic or rejectors or hypocrites on the earth. But in the end, when they die, most of them become Satans, and they're then calling the rest of us here to the fire with them, which is their main objective, so that none of us have any eternal peace, which all believers will achieve after this creation finishes, if we're lucky enough. Because some of us will go to hell as well, the believers as well. But that's for another time. So angels. So we don't know much about the angels. We know some stuff about the angels. The Christians call them like fairy names, yeah. The little fairies with
Mm.
wings are running around. Your two guys sitting on your shoulders, the demon, the devil, and the angel with wings, the devil with the fork, and these are this is stuff that has come obviously from the knowledge that was imparted to us and has been mutilated and diluted and filtered to this nonsense. Yeah. So what are the angels? They are beings that have wings. They fly. They're not birds, but they fly. They have wings. They fly. They have hands. They see. They hear. Yeah. And they have powers regarding what they achieve or have to achieve, bestowed upon them by God, with explicit authority and explicit power to enact those tasks, and the ability to do that is fully bestowed on them. So the two standing by my side have the authority to do what they're doing, and the command from God to protect me till I die. Yeah. Now that protection might be reduced. So, and then just not my side, by the way. When I say my side, it's only not only my side. Every man, female or male, yeah, child or infant, each one has two of these beings by their sides, the angels, and they protect them and they provide protection till the death comes to take them away. The angel of death. There's an angel of death as well. Yeah, then the Christians talk about it a lot. The so-called Muslims who are not Muslims talk about it a little. They're more afraid of death than the Christians, apparently. And the Jews, you never hear anything about them. I mean, if you look at the Jews, I don't hear any talk of angels from the Jews. Yeah, they talk about money and power. Yeah, they talk about how much money they're going to make in the next month or the two. And if you look at the so-called Muslims, they're more Jewish than the Jews themselves. Yeah, the word Jew has connotations to it, right? Money grubbers and all that, and it has good bearing because they practiced usury and interest, and they were forbidden by God, and for that He destroyed many of them, and He commanded them not to do it, and they're doing it again, and they're taking all the rest of the world down the same path. The Christians, so-called Muslims, Jews themselves, and their separatist uh, groups and factions, and so-called the Chinese Buddhists and the Hindus, Sikhs, all of them are bought into this nonsense, usury and interest. Yeah. So anyway, coming back to our angels, here we go, get off track here too much. But that's fundamentally that. I mean, they're protecting us till the death comes,
Mhm.
and they will continue protecting us. But that protection doesn't remain constant. And we get sick. Yeah, we go crazy in the head. Some of us. Yeah. We lose our balance, we lose our eyes, we lose our ears, we lose our faculties of intellect and our capacity to regenerate ourselves. And we keep blaming it on one thing or the other, yeah, except ourselves. Yeah. It's not because we did anything that anything evil happens to us, it's someone else's fault. It's never our fault. Yeah. Yeah. But these guys are letting that happen, the angels by our side, and all evil that comes to you, including bullets that penetrate your body and kill you. In some cases, that's the best thing you can happen to you. I mean, you get a bullet to you and you're dead, and that's great. It's fast. The slow death is the worst death, if you ask me. And they all want to die slowly. so, 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 I mean, a bullet to the head is the best way to die if it's properly positioned, right? I mean, if the wrong bullet goes through your head and you don't die, that's a bad one. That's a bad shot. Yeah. And they call that the good shot that he didn't die. The problem is most of them are going to die and go to hell. So that is the good shot for them, right? That they did not die and they're not in hell yet. For me, I mean, if I'm going to get a bullet, I'd like a bullet where it switches me off instantly. Yeah. That's the bullet I want. I don't want the bullet that's going to maim me for the rest of my life or paralyze me or make me a dotard. 'Cause I can't think or see or hear or smell. No, I'm going to die. And then the angel of death will come and take my soul, who is me. I'm not this body, I'm my soul, right? I've been saying this for so long that, that I'm not this body. This body is just the covering of my soul. Although the soul is inserted into the body, that's why it covers it. And then when the soul is extracted, the body doesn't cover it anymore. You have these weird dreams, and I think some of them are actually what the soul is being shown in the unseen. Yeah, sometimes you spend weeks in a dream when you've slept maybe 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? So all these things are really happening. Yeah, I mean, some of them obviously are overplayed and you can't remember what happens, but the angel of death takes that soul out when you sleep and puts it back, your soul. Yeah, the soul that you are. So these are the three angels that work on each man, yeah, throughout our lives as we live. Yeah, they're protecting us, they control our soul. When we sleep, the angel of death takes the soul out, and when we die, the angel of death will come and collect it, and that day you will see the angels. That day you will see the angels when you die. There's no how do you say, doubt in that. The day you actually die, not your sleep, which is kind of a death, and the day you actually see, you will see the angels around you, at least the two that are guarding you, and the angel of death who will come to take your soul. So this is the attributes or the authority or the tasks that the angels are assigned for each man. Now there are other angels running around doing God knows what sorts of stuff, all sorts of stuff. They're angels that will carry the throne of God. They're angels around the throne of God. Where's the throne of God? Up there above the seventh heaven. Which seventh heaven? You'll find out. Don't worry. Which seventh heaven? Noah told you there's seven heavens. Back God knows how many thousands of years ago. They all knew there were seven heavens. This number seven doesn't run around for no reason, yeah.
Mm.
The lucky seven, triple seven, 777, 77. What? We think it's just a joke that these numbers are like in front of her all the time? Yeah, these people think these are the numerological or numerology explains everything. Yeah, it does if you look at it from the right perspective, not from the perspective of triple seven is a lucky number or something like that. Triple seven, the number seven points to the seven heavens more than anything else. Yeah, yeah, the seven heavens and the seven sets of earths that are under those seven heavens, which is the fundamental creation we are all in, all of us, the demons, the men, and a lot of the angels. And the angels are around the throne, which is above the seventh heaven, above the fluid, which covers all the heavens. Yeah, the fluid that is above the heavens. So that's how they are, and they're doing all their stuff. They're going to come and resurrect all of us on the day that we are judged, to be judged when we come out of the earth, when everything's destroyed, all men will rise. I believe those two same angels that are with us today will be with us that day, and they will march us and be our record keepers, the book that will have our account in it. I laugh because for all of us, that's going to be an ugly sight, including me. The nonsense that we've done in our lives, and we think we've forgotten, so nobody's going to remember it. Yeah, we've only forgotten, God hasn't. Nor have his angels forgotten, because it's recorded in your book. Ain't going anywhere. Yeah, you can delete all the hard drives that you have and all the cloud information. That's not going away. That's coming back. And as they say, karma is a bitch. Well, wait till that karma comes back to you, yeah, in the end. And you don't want to be in the wrong side of God, which is the left side of God, yeah. The companions of the left are going to be in the hellfire, and the companions of the right will be in the garden, and then the high ones, I believe, will be on the shoulders of God, yeah. Parably speaking, metaphorically speaking, they
The
will be on.
close ones.
I believe I'm on the high ones right now. I mean, I sense myself to be of the high ones of God, the close ones of God, which are the angels, by the way. To come back to the angels, angels are the closest to God of all creation. And then the messengers and prophets and believers are also close ones of God. But if you look at the Quran, there's only one man who is clearly, specifically mentioned that he is of the close ones of God, other than the angels and the Spirit, obviously. And his name is the Messiah Jesus, son of Mary, messenger of the God, his word, a prophet, a pure man. And before he was born, before he could come out of Mary, before he had a chance to pop out of Mary, it was already ordained by God that he will be of the close ones and a prophet from the righteous. So yeah, but the angels are obviously higher than all of us in general. General, yeah. I mean, God can suborn an angel to you if he wants. I mean, what's that? It was not a big deal for God. He had two angels who were suborned to
Solomon.
Solomon. Absolutely. So they do things that, when you look at your magic and your movies, yeah, that you invent all your Marvel comics,
Avengers. Yeah.
yeah, Superman.
Harry
Man,
Potter.
this is chicken fodder.
Yeah.
Sunday picnic is what they're doing. Yeah, you don't understand what the angels have the power to do. Yeah, they move faster than light. Light does not overtake the angels. That's how fast they are. Okay, so if you can't get to 1/10 of the speed of light ever, yeah, you're going to stand against an angel of God somehow. Somehow, yeah. They said that Jacob fought an angel of God. He didn't get far if he did. Even the angel of death comes to collect your soul. Try and fight him. Try and say, no, 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 I only submit to God. I'm not submitting to your God. Try telling him that when he comes. Try doing that when you're dying. Trust me, that's what's going to happen. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt that that's exactly what's going to happen when the angel of death comes. That I'm going to take your soul, and you try and tell him, no, 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 hold on. I don't submit to you. You have to bow to me. I submit to God. Yeah, I'll see how that one flies when the angel of death arrives to your
Yeah.
doorstep.
That there's the answer to all those who say that we only submit to God.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So and then what else? They're going to. I mean, obviously, some angel is going to blow the trumpet to end it all, the whistle,
Hmm.
and they have all sorts. I mean, they're running the whole heavens and the earth under God. Yeah, That's what their powers are. And you look up there, what's going on? Yeah, yeah, you're doing that, right? Or it's just happening by itself. It's just randomly, perfectly going around. Yeah, it's randomly perfect. But the randomly, if you look on the earth, nothing looks like it's perfect, yeah, until you set it up. Yeah, it's like your room randomly gets organized. Yeah, it's not like you put things in its place. No, 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 no. It just it's perfectly organized. I didn't do a thing. It's all organized. It's like, look, the glass is in its place. The speakers are in their place. The clothes are in the cupboard by themselves. They hang there. Otherwise, it'd be perfect. Like, look at the stars up there, and they think it's random. I mean, if you look at the stars, they're perfectly aligned. They're perfectly in synchronicity, roaming around us all the time, and repeating the patterns over and over for forever. Nothing changes, and they make you believe things are changing up there. Yeah, they are in a perfect pattern which is repeating forever and will till the end, when there will be no stars. Yeah, when the day comes, there's no stars, and then the angels come streaming down. Yeah, and they come in and act the punishment of God. The angels of God are the ones who bring the destruction over mankind. Other than the believers and the prophets and the messengers, they also bring the destruction of God when God's command comes. Like Muhammad, they blame him as a warlord. Yeah. Yeah, well, all of them are spreading peace and flowers on the earth today, as you
Hmm.
can see, right? But Muhammad, he was a bloodthirsty warlord. Yeah. And like every other man that they don't like is exactly that, like Putin
Hmm.
today, or Assad, or Saddam Hussein. And these guys are the flower and petal spreaders. Yeah, the Americans and the British and the French and the German. I'm not saying they're good, by the way. don't,
Hmm.
don't think I say Assad is good or Saddam was good. None of them are good. I mean, I haven't seen a leader who's good. Yeah,
Hmm.
I haven't seen one yet. I mean, the closest one who comes to some sort of making sense is Putin, which they hate the most, because he says some sense compared to the nonsense coming out of the vast majority of these insane uh, warmongers. Yeah, fear mongers for no reason. Yeah, you should warmonger for good reason, and you should fear monger for good reason. There's nothing wrong with fear mongering or warmongering if it's done righteously. But their righteousness is based on their own hegemony, and that they can never be wrong. Yeah, the messenger never thinks he's going to be never wrong. The messenger knows that he is apt to folly way better or way easier than his being apt to doing righteousness, because he knows he's a man, a complete flawed being that can't see left and right properly most of the time. He can barely see straight properly. Yeah? This is us, we know it. So we rely on God to show us the reality, and we don't think that we can get it right. We think God is going to make us do it right, and we follow his commands, which is in the book of God, the Quran, and the Torah, and the Injil, and all the other books before. All the messengers were the same in the sense of the message they brought and the commands they brought from God. They only added it till Moses came and finalized all the message that God wanted to send to mankind with the Torah. So, yeah, this is the angels fundamentally. I mean, do you have any other? I don't know if I covered everything you
As
wanted
the
to.
as always, man loves to make messengers into gods. They also call angels God. Some of them
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
lords and
Them,
gods.
no, but I mean, they don't even believe angel exists. Those who
Either they don't
believe,
believe it or they make
yeah,
him God.
they make him God. The same thing. They don't believe the messenger exists, and when they believe they make him God. Yeah. I mean, like Muhammad is fundamentally God for these so-called Muslims, because you can make fun of God and it's fine. If you make fun of
Mm.
Muhammad, they're gonna come kill you. Look at these people. Like the West makes fun of God. Yeah, obviously. Nobody says anything to them about that, right? The so-called Muslims I'm talking about. The
Mm.
moment they say anything to make fun of Muhammad, it's a
Mm.
sacrilegious thing that deserves death. Yeah.
Mm.
And God says that they will mock you. He doesn't say they will mock you, so go kill them. Yeah. I mean, they mock God and his messengers. God does nothing to them. He lets them mock. There's no command to the messenger to go kill them. Yeah. Till God decides. And then he sends his angels to destroy them and punish them and put them in
Mm.
hell, which is far worse than destruction and punishment in this world. Yeah. Any torture, punishment, or destruction that you can experience in this world compares nothing to
Mm.
the actual destruction that you will perpetually feel in the hellfire forever. There's no comparison. There's no torture you can invent on this earth. You can't. It doesn't even come close to the lowest level of torture that you will receive forever. Here, the torture lasts what, 10 days? 20? I mean, most people die after an hour of torture, right? I mean, they have to torture the person so that he doesn't die to keep torturing him, right?
Hmm.
This problem will not exist in hell. This problem will not exist in hell for the angels of God. They will torture those people knowing that they cannot die because they're giving life to them right after at the point of their death. The life will come to them because they will not die, and then the life will come to them, but they will not live. I mean, imagine the balance of be dying yet not dying and living yet not living. This is when you're dying on your deathbed fundamentally, and most people on their deathbed want to just die, and
Yeah.
some of them God keeps there for decades, sometimes for years. Sometimes I don't want to be that. Absolutely, I don't want to like have a stroller that I get into and walk around. I don't, but I mean, God can do that. If He does it to me, then I'll have to accept it. And it's a trial as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it's a punishment for something I did. I will accept it either ways in this world. I don't care. I don't care about that because this world's going to end. And I pray that it doesn't, because there is no help to me in this world except God and His angels. Yeah. And the Spirit guides me. So I know that's the help that is guiding and keeping me afloat in this world. None of the mankind I have any trust with over at all in any way, shape, or form. I don't trust them for one thing. I don't trust them for a word that comes out of their mouths. Not one of them. Yeah. I will see their actions, and now I will see it for a long time before I accept that, yeah, this guy might be doing right. Yeah. But other than that, I will trust no one anymore. I used to trust everyone when I was growing up. I used to give the benefit of the doubt to everyone until they proved that they were wrong to me, that they proved that they were wretched, wicked, hypocrites. Now I categorize everyone as that, and they have to prove to me that and I don't care. I mean, I don't want anyone with me anymore, anyways. There's no one who's going to be able to come close to me as a confidant in this world till I die, unless Jesus arrives. Then I will have to prove that I am capable of following Him, and He will know who I am. Don't worry. Just like I will know who Jesus is if He comes while I'm alive, He will know who I am. God will obviously tell them who I am, tell Him and them, whoever comes with Him, who I am. The angels will come with Him as well. Don't worry. They're with Him just like they're with me and you and everyone else. The angels are with us all the time, so there's nothing to worry about. When you're lost in the unseen of all the world and you see no one around you, God and the angels are with you. And if you're a believer, the Spirit is with you as well, the Holy Spirit. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know where we went off.
Wow, man. I mean, that was like a lot of what you said. Obviously, and absolutely, I'm guilty of that, and I ask forgiveness of God to that. But is it possible to talk about an example from the book of the power that God has given to the angels?
I mean, let's bring up, which one do you want to look
I
at?
was thinking about Zulkarnain, but is that
I mean, Zulkarnain may or may not be an angel, but I believe he is. Absolutely, he's an angel. But let's look at the angels that came to Abraham and Lot.
oh yeah,
Yeah, they brought the punishment over the so-called cities of Sodom and Gomorrah in the Christian fairy tale dumb. They are the people of Lot fundamentally. Yeah, you can call them people of Sodom and Gomorrah. That's where sodomy comes from, by the way.
mm,
Sodomy. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, for them.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so they all were warned by Lot not to do it, and none of them believed. I mean, so here's an example of one man alone in that city, or cities, whatever you want to call them. It was that city for me, the city that dwelled, that's Lot dwelled in, near Jerusalem. And he warned them, don't do this nonsense. Yeah, don't do this nonsense. This is wrong. This is evil. It's detestable. And they wanted to kick him out. Obviously, they
And just
couldn't.
to be clear, you're talking about homosexuality here.
Yeah, absolutely. Gay, lesbian, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. He told them, this lewdness that you're bringing, no one has brought from the knowings before you. Yeah. So you've really invented some serious nonsense that you need to stop. And they kept on doing it until God answered, because He asked. We all ask God for help. Yeah. our Lord, help us over the people the wrongdoing. Yeah, so he asked God to help him, and eventually, I mean, God relents. I mean, there's no infinite time God has given anyone in this world. There's a term that will come with the end of their time that He's given them, and that term will end everything that they have on the earth, every generation. So when that came, He sent the angels to Abraham, and he tried to stop them. He argued, but the command had come, and then they went to Lot, and the people came running to them, thinking they were their bounty. The angels, that they're going to have some way with them, yeah. And they tried to come running after them as well, these because the angels can take any form. By the way, I forgot to mention this. The angels can change their form to whatever God wants them to change it to, yeah. I mean, the Holy Spirit appeared as a man, as a conscious being, to Mary when he brought Jesus to her. So they can shapeshift as well. So can the demons, by the way. Don't confuse that because the demons can shapeshift, they're the angels. No, no, no. Demons can also shapeshift like the angels. We can't. Yeah, we have to take a knife to us to shapeshift. Yeah. Anyway, so they came to Lot, and then after a while they said, "Hey, we're messengers of your Lord, and they will not touch to you. You and your keepers, you get moving. Go get out of the city before the morning. Yeah, and we're going to destroy these people. We're here to bring them what they're doubting." Yeah. So they told Lot, "Go with your keepers." The only home that was believing and were Muslims were the home of Lot, except his wife, except his woman. And they told him, "Your woman is going to be covered with what they're going to be covered. We measure her to be from the covered. So she will look back." Now the story on the
Hmm.
uh, Christendom, I call it, yeah. The Christendom story is that she turned and became a pillar of salt. I don't know what truth there is to that. I don't find any in the Quran, but it rained over her what was going to rain over that city. And he said, "Get out and don't look back and forth anyone from you. Yeah, follow their back." He told Lord, "Get out, follow their back, go where you're ordered. Don't look back anyone from you, except your woman. It will cover her." So what happened to her, we don't know. Maybe she froze in fear, looking at what was going on, well, what the angels were doing to the city. She froze in fear. She looked back and she froze in fear. And Lot was told, "Do not look back. Go where you're ordered." Yeah, okay. Lot, the messenger of God, is being ordered. I thought the messenger is supposed to order. Yeah, we are all ordering, and we order. And we are ordered to do things all the way top to the God who orders. He's not ordered. He commands. He's not commanded. Okay, we are all commanded, and we command with the command that we are commanded. Here, in case in point, is the Quran. So he went, and when they got far enough, obviously, when Lot and the people got far enough, they took the city, the whole city. It was carved out of the earth, flipped upside down, slammed back in, and fire and brimstone, which is sulfur balls, were rained down upon them. And that is where you see the Dead Sea, fundamentally, that area and around it. So that whole area, this is the power. They can't excavate 100 meters, yeah, in the diameter. They took that whole thing out and they slammed it upside down, and they have found sulfur balls, pure sulfur balls. The archaeologists in that Dead Sea, they found it. They've done archaeological findings. They found pure sulfur balls in that area. Now, the word in Arabic, they rained teen on them. Toy ye neen, noon in Arabic, yeah? Teen. And man was created from the same thing, teen. So, oh, we're created from sulfur. No, that's how we were created the first life. That's how I figured out that this teen in Arabic is sulfur. We were created from sulfur, from mud of sulfur, because sulfur you can shape into a mud, just like clay. It's sulfur mud or dust made out of fluid, and you make mud carvings. Yeah, here God shaped us from dust and made Adam, and then blew life into him here. Like crappy creation here. Yeah, the sulfur creation was much better before this. Now, how much better? I don't know. Much better. As good as the angels? Not a chance. As good as the demons? Nah. The demons are created from fire. They are fire beings. They are far more powerful physically than we are. But as far as their mental state, they are crazy. The demons are crazy. And the word crazy in the Quran comes from the word demon. The demons are called jinn in the Quran. And the word majnoon is crazy. So the demon is crazy. The man word is insan, yeah? And from insan comes, yeah, insan comes ins, which is man, men, yeah, and nisa, which is woman, and from nisa comes the word nasia, which is forgotten, and the female is untha, yeah, which is a different word from nisa. A female is untha, and the male is vakara. Vakara means to remember. So the word from woman, nisa, rijal is the word from men, and nisa, yeah? And the other female and male is dhakara wal untha. So rijal is a walker, yeah? Nisa is the forgetful one. Yeah, the man walks, the woman forgets. Yeah, the untha, I don't know what that just means, female. Yeah, but dhakara, which is the masculine man, means to remember is vikr. Remember comes from vakara. So man remembers, woman forgets. But man is always forgetful as well. But we're talking relativity, right? I mean, relativity, man remembers, woman forgets. So that's why there's so much argument. You said this, you didn't tell me this. Oh, I did. Honey, I told you that. No, you didn't. I remember you didn't. Oh, you don't remember that. You don't remember that I did. So this is the problem. And people think that everybody's equal. Yeah. My butt, my butt, they're equal. Man and woman is not equal in any way. Literally, the only way they're equal is their man. They're the same creation, but one is a woman or female, and the other is a male. So God says in the Quran that He created the man, and from him He created the two pairs, the male and the female. From him, the man is a he creation, is a masculine creation. The man itself, insan, yeah, it's referred to as a he creation, just like jinn is a he creation, and in them is probably females and males as well, the demons, yeah, but man for sure there is, and that from him created the two. So it's him made into female and him made into male here on the earth, yeah. Now up there we were all males as far as I can see. There was no requirement for a female, yeah. What is the requirement for a female here? To procreate, correct? Where does it say it's going to be procreation in the hereafter? There's no procreation happening there. Yeah, there wasn't any procreation happening before this creation. We were all created as full beings. There's no requirement for your sex organs. If you don't need to reproduce like hair, you can create things. I mean, we create things, right? And we give them power with our batteries. Yeah. So this is a parable to how God can create anything and give him life. So it doesn't matter. Just like the staff of Moses was given life, became a snake because God said be. So it was a snake, alive, stirring like a demon. It says stirring like a demon. She was the staff of Moses. Yeah. So this is all nonsense we are involved in this world. All these toys that they create are absolutely useless. They don't have a chance in hell of standing against the power of God. Not one of the angels, let alone the 15, 20 if he sends them. I mean, he doesn't need to send any angels. I mean, the earth and the heaven itself can squash them up in instantly. And it does it. It does it to the people. The examples are all over. Sinkholes open up, earthquakes happen, floods come, tidal waves, volcanoes, rain, strikes, lightning strikes, tornadoes, hurricane. I mean, like how many things do you need to know that you have no power here? Yeah. But because it doesn't happen on a large enough scale all the time, people think it's just fables and it just happens over there. It's not going to happen to me. Yeah, just like death. When death occurs in front of you, he died. I'm not going to die somehow. Somehow I'm going to prevent death. Yeah, everybody's dying, but somehow I will prevent. It's not going to come to me. This death is for the other people. They hide death as well that way. You need to embrace death. You need to celebrate death if you're a believer. I mean, I would celebrate death if a believer dies and I see him as a true believer. Celebrate that death because the guy has succeeded.
Gone to
Yeah?
the garden.
Exactly, whatever. Doesn't matter. He succeeded. Yeah. He succeeded in this life. He's going to go and live perpetually in wherever God puts him in the garden, little one, higher. Doesn't matter. He's not going to the hellfire. Yeah.
Mm.
But the problem is, every soul knows intrinsically where she's headed. And that's why most of these people will never, ever desire death. Because intrinsically, the soul knows she's going to hell. Those that are on the earth that have connection to their soul. Most of them have lost their souls already. They're already in hell. They don't understand it's a metaphorical hell, and the real hell is coming soon, right on their heels. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I put in that context.
So, do we know if there are demon messengers, or messengers are just for
I don't
angels?
know. They have warners for sure. They have warners for sure. From the demons, they listen to the Quran as well. When Muhammad brought it, when the Spirit brought it to Muhammad, they were demons turned to listen to the Quran as well, and they returned to their people warners. So ever since then, every time a messenger like me comes, there are demons listening to me say the Quran, repeat the Quran, or they're being made to listen to it somehow through me delivering it or God delivering it to them, like I am delivering it to these people, the men. But the demons are around us. So from them, they listen, and from the demons, they believe as well. So there are entities in the unseen that are helping me that I cannot explain or I cannot decipher and I cannot fathom and I certainly cannot see. But I know they're helping me. I know the things that happen to me around me in my life and how I'm inspired about things that are going to happen in the future and how many I've told you people over the years that have actually occurred without a doubt. With I mean, about yourselves as well, a lot of things, but
Yeah.
that's more because I know how it's going to happen. I know if you do this, this is going to happen. So if you do certain things and you can hide it from yourself, not from us. You can hide yourself from yourself, but you can't hide yourself from God and his messengers when they're witnessing you, because they know you better than you know yourself, because we understand who we are. We understand how we all work. We all work in the same manner. We all have the same flaws to a greater or lesser extent. So, what was the question you? Oh, the
You already
demon. Yeah,
answered
the
that.
demons. So they are
You said,
warners. Yeah. So yeah, they are, at least they have warners. Maybe they have messengers as well. I don't know, but for sure he chooses from mankind messengers. Yeah. So when you say the messenger is the same as the prophet, many people say that the prophet is the same thing as the messenger. So are the angels prophets? Who will tell you that? Are the angels prophets? Because if the prophets are messengers and all messengers are prophets, then the angels have to be prophets because they're
Mhm.
messengers for sure. And nowhere in the Quran, not a place will you see an angel being called a prophet. Not once. If you can find it, bring it to me. I will bow my head in defeat and submit to the fact that all messengers are prophets. It's not going to happen. Don't worry.
Mm.
It's not going to happen. So yeah, and from mankind he chooses messengers as well.
Mm.
He chooses you, but all mankind are not messengers.
Mm.
Very few are messengers from mankind. The few chosen ones of God. Yeah, for his uh, personal agenda to deliver his message, to ensure that every generation will receive the message, whether they receive it or not. They will be delivered the message. Yeah, they will receive the message in front of them, and then they can denigrate it and destroy it and mock it and burn it. I mean, like people when they say, "Oh, but he burned the Quran, kill him," like burn them all, man. I say burn all the Qurans, see how far you get. Yeah, I don't see anything in the book that says you can't burn the Quran. Have you seen it anywhere?
Nope.
What is the punishment for burning the Quran? What?
I don't know.
There isn't any.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know? I mean, if there is okay. Let me rephrase that. Have you seen in the Quran what it says? If you burnt the Quran, what should be done to you?
Nope,
Okay,
zero.
so then nothing will be done to you. Burn them all.
Mm.
There's
It's
no
the
command.
intent. What about the intent?
It doesn't matter what whose intent. I'm not burning it.
Hmm.
They're afraid of people burning it. Let them burn it. Burn them all. Put them in the gutter if you want. I won't do
Hmm.
anything. I'll curse you, obviously. I'm not here to go run after everyone burning the Quran or denigrating God or mocking God or mocking his messengers or mocking his message or mocking me. I don't care. Do what you want. I'm going to deliver the message. If you try and stop my message from being delivered, then you're going to be destroyed. That's a word of God that will never be put back. If you
Yep.
reject me, you push back the message I'm telling you by your thoughts and your desire, you're going to be destroyed. Nothing's going to happen to me. I can call you whatever name I want. I can curse you from here till the end of time. I will never be asked anything about you if you reject the message I bring you. You, on the other hand, will be destroyed for rejecting me and trying to curse me, which will never work. Your curse will never come to me. You can curse me from here. You can use all your hexes and your potions and your, what do you call it, Ouija boards or whatever they call them, yeah? Ouija boards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? You
Ouija
can use
board.
all sorts of magic against me. It won't work. Can't work. I'm protected by God. You cannot penetrate his protection. I'm guided by God. I'm protected by God. How is your nonsensical magic, which he created, going to affect me? They say Muhammad was affected by magic, and then Gabriel and Michael came on top, and this guy is under. Are you crazy? They know exactly what's going on with everyone. They won't have to come and see me that I'm under magic or I'm under a spell. They will know that I'm under a spell. They will cleanse it when God wishes. I mean, it's not like spells cannot be cast over me. Obviously, you can cast your spells. I ask people, hey, why don't you curse me? See what happens with that curse. Because I know I'm protected. And I know my curse will come to you because you reject me. Well, that's not fair. Why can't we curse me? I'm not telling you not to curse me. Put your spells on me. Why don't you bring your big guns and blast me with those as well while you're at it? Yeah. Why don't you send your nuclear weapons, which are unclear? I told in the last time. They're
Mm-hmm.
unclear, idiots. They're not nuclear. There's nothing, no such thing as nuclear. It's unclear. Flip the first two letters and now understand what's going on. You're being taken for a ride by all these parties. Yeah. Oh, there are no such thing as nuclear weapons. Oh, yes, there are. They're unclear weapons. They're not nuclear weapons, idiots. Yeah. I mean, these people are lost beyond belief, beyond imagination. They will just disregard, oh, the war. There is no war going on in Ukraine. Really? There's no war going on in Ukraine.
Even
There's a
bombing
war
on
going
that.
on in Ukraine. Okay. Now, the extent of the war, we don't know. Yeah, I won't trust pictures and videos they show me, but from the evidence that is in front of us, there is an absolute war going on in Ukraine. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Now, the level of warfare, how many are actually dying, and this stuff you don't know. We kill 500 a day, or we've killed 50,000, we've killed 100. Nobody knows that except God and the angels. Yeah. And so, in this sense, there's really nothing they can do to harm us, the messengers of God, because the death is written. Death is written. You can't defeat me by killing me, you fools. You cannot defeat me by killing me. You cannot defeat me by rejecting me. You cannot defeat me by taking my sustenance away. You cannot defeat me by imprisoning me. You cannot defeat me by not listening to me. You cannot defeat me by silencing me. You have lost by doing all of that. You don't win, you lose. You lose because you do all of that. I win when you do all of that. So go ahead. I want to win, obviously. That is the aim of everyone, right? But
Yeah.
would that be victory in their eyes? Not a chance. That's where they're totally lost. You
Until they
don't get
die.
to kill someone and live forever here. You don't
Mm.
get to imprison someone and live forever here. You don't get to take everybody's wealth and live forever here. This is what they're pushing, like the Satan. The absolute Satan does the same thing, and they're following the Satan. So this is where fear needs to go away and live, man. You got to live here till you die. You can't cry here till you die. You got to laugh here till you die. You got to laugh about death. Yeah, you got to cry about life. You got to laugh about death in this love, in this creation, right? There they will cry about life totally for the good reason. And
They will
they
want death, and death
will
will not
want
come.
death and it will not come to them. They will want death and they want destruction, and God will say, don't ask for destruction one, ask for destruction much now. Yeah, whether you ask or not, it's coming to you.
Talk
And
about
this,
how is he speaking to me? Yeah, this like people say to you, how is Asad speaking? Well, wait till you hear God speak.
oh yeah, but that's
Yeah.
God, not me. That's God. That God's going to tell them, don't ask
Mm,
for destruction one, ask for destruction much that day. When God tells them, yeah, where are your partners? Where are the gods you were calling? Where are my partners? He will ask them. All of them who will make partners with God or themselves gods as partners with God. They think they're gods themselves. Bunch of morons. I mean, like, it's unbelievable the level of destitution of basic rational understanding that mankind has. Basic. I mean, this is so basic, the things I'm saying, they're so mundane for them, they can't fathom it, right?
mm,
What I'm trying to tell them, no. And of course, the earth is level, first of all. Get that out of your head. Yesterday I was driving across Lake Ontario, and from across the other side, you can see Toronto, and I think it's Etobicoke and one other city in a line.
mm,
Yeah,
mhm.
across I think it's Lake Ontario up there in the north.
Level Earth.
Huh? It's freaking straight for 60, 50, 60 kilometers. You can
Yeah,
see, you can put a ruler and it's absolutely straight, like
yeah.
50, 60, 70 kilometers line straight. Impossible on their fictitious, fictional ball that
Mm.
they're living on like idiots. Like, I mean, it's a cartoon they're living, yeah. It's a complete
Yeah.
cartoon they've got in their heads.
And they
And
want
it's
you to reject what you're seeing with your eyes.
absolutely, I mean, they've made them reject. I
Hmm.
mean, I learned about this after I learned about the unseen. Yeah. That's how deluded I was. That I could not see the plain simplicity that, hey, everything they're saying is wrong. This is not pointing to what they've been telling you. I couldn't see it because I was completely deluded and I couldn't see what's in front of me. But I saw all the unseen, which I couldn't see, which was easier because no one had told me anything about it that I believed because it didn't make any sense. Yeah. So when the
Mm.
book taught me and God and the Spirit, I saw that quite easily. All the things I tell you about the unseen, yeah.
Mm.
But the seen I could not figure out. And I gave up. I gave up. I said, God, I'm done. I'm spent. This is back in 2010, or around 2009 and 10, when I finished the first 5 translations of the Quran. I said, God, this stuff is not adding up. I'm looking at this earth and the moon. It just doesn't add up to what they're saying to what you write. I mean, why would you say metaphorically a cradle when it's actually a convex ball I'm living on? I mean, why do you say it's a floor when it's like not really a floor? Yeah, why do you say it's standing? All this stuff. And the earth, the heaven is constructed. I mean, if there's nothing over there, it's vacuum. How can it be constructed? All these questions came to me, and I said, God, I'm spent. I can't do anymore. So I just faded away. I said, I don't have the energy. And after translating the Quran 5 times in about 2 years, you don't have any energy after that. And then all the things I did in between that, right? So I gave up. And then 6 years later, in 2016, he got all these flat earthers together and made them bring out all this stuff to the world. And it became a meme story back then. And it skyrocketed to the stratosphere, so called. Yeah, not existent there. Yeah, anyway, so so the stratosphere, and then they cut it off. But before that could happen, I got brought into it, and I saw the videos created by these people who I thought were jokes and joking. I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Yeah, are they on, what kind of drug are they on? And they
Mm.
were all serious about what they're. And I listened to like 6 or 8 or 15 videos in like 5 days. I'm like, damn, the earth's level.
Mhm.
They've been lying. They've been,
Mm.
and my family just blew a gasket when I told them. My kids and my wife, they just blew a gasket. And my parents and my brother stopped talking to me after that. Literally, he's gone crazy. He's lost it, man. He's
Mm.
lost it. He's totally. And even you, like, what are you talking about?
I
When I
was
get,
like
he was like, what do you
shocked out of my
mean?
brain.
What do you mean?
was
So
like dumbfounded when you first told me. I was like,
well, that's
what?
exactly what I was. But
Another
after,
paradigm shift.
yeah, I mean, that was not a big one. I mean, but that was big enough for me to understand, oh, the whole thing is a sham. From then on, since 2016 till forever, till I die, these pieces of garbage are useless. Everything they utter is garbage. Their science, their technology, their spacecraft do not exist. Their science and technology is nonsense. Yeah, garbage. Their education is absolute nonsense, at a level where it will not give you any knowledge, but it will take away from any wisdom you have left. It will take away any wisdom that you possibly might have. It will be taken away because the wisdom is what matters, not the knowledge. If you have no wisdom and you have all the knowledge, your knowledge is useless, and that's what you have. You just have knowledge of this world because they teach you the world in their damned universities, in their forensic laboratories, in their bio labs, yeah, their virology, their microbiology, their DNA sequencing, yeah, all this freaking nonsense, complete total garbage. That's what they teach you, yeah, and the science of economics. Where does it come from? Usury and interest. I mean, economics today is equivalent to usury and interest. Oh, you don't understand economics. Oh, I understand exactly, you
Mhm.
pieces of garbage. You're a bunch of liars and scumbags, and you're going to go to hell while you get rich in this world. Yeah. My daughter was asking the other day that, oh, the rich man will never go to the garden and the poor man will. No, I said, no, 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 you're wrong. You know, the rich man is going to have a hard time getting to the garden. And the poor man doesn't necessarily need to get to the garden either. It's what you believe and do that matters. But in the relativistic terms, the rich man is almost impossible to be found in the garden because the rich man thinks he's God
Mhm.
and he acts like bigger than God. They say, I'm richer than God.
Mhm.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Because of what are you richer than God? Can you explain to me? Oh, your bank account. Oh, Trump is a billionaire. That's why he's richer than God. That piece of scum is going to find himself in hell pretty soon as well. Just like Biden and the rest of them. Rich people, yeah. We are so powerful. Look. Because I have the biggest military on the earth, I am God, yeah. No one can defeat me. Yeah, okay. They said it before you as well. Don't worry. Your death is coming. And your destruction is coming as well. Nothing's gonna stop it. Nothing's gonna stop that stuff.
A while ago, you mentioned about the people of Lot. Is it true that it's also known as the lowest part on the earth?
Yeah, actually the Dead Sea is the lowest, and it's below sea level, by the way. Sea level. Understand level?
Mm-hmm.
Sea is level. Level is this. It's not this. This is not level. Level is like, I mean, I can't even make that. It's level. The sea is level. Yeah. There's a sea level, which is the mean sea level, they say. No, it's just sea level, idiots. And mean, yeah, because there are tides as well, right? The
Mm-hmm.
earth goes, breathes in and out, whatever, how it does, goes up and down 6, 10 feet, 30 feet. But it's level. That the sea is the level, yeah, the oceans all around. They're all connected, by the way. You can call them one ocean. You don't have to call them Pacific, Atlantic,
Mm-hmm.
Australia, Indian. They're this one water, fools. They're all connected. Why do you call them different names? It's the same water. Oh no, but it mixes. No, shut up. It's the same water. Yeah, it has belts connecting each other and the currents and everything else. Yeah. So anyway, let's get back to level. So this lake, this sea, the Dead Sea, which is where the people of Lot used to live, is the lowest saltwater lake in the earth relative to sea level. And I don't know what it is. I think it's 1,500 meters or feet. I don't know how much it is. We can find it, but it's a lot of thousands below the sea level. Yeah. So this whole area next to Jerusalem, when you go take a car and you drive from Jerusalem down to the Dead Sea, you'll come to a point where it'll say the level of the sea, Sathal Bahr, yeah, the level of the sea. And I never noticed that until the last time I went. and that's the level, and you go way below that to get to the. So when God opens the floodgates, that stuff's going to be underwater. Yeah, it's unbelievable that it remains. It remains like without water there. Like that's a miracle of God. Obviously, of course, it happens because of whatever God has set up there. Yeah, and
Mm.
then the other lake, which is in Israel, their only freshwater source, which is the Sea of Galilee, which is Mal Madian in the Quran. That is the lowest freshwater lake in the earth relative to sea level. Yeah. So both of those two water bodies are below sea level as far as I understand. Yeah. The Dead Sea for sure. I think, yeah, the Sea of Galilee is under sea level as well. Let me confirm that. Give me.
You wanted to know the depth?
No, I'm just getting it. Sea of Galilee.
Yeah, because when I went to Jerusalem for my Hajj, I when I was going to the lake, I remember from a pretty far distance, I could see that, okay, we're going to go down and down and down and down. And then on the highway, you can actually see the water really low going down. And I remember you pointed out the Sut uh, when I
Sat.
made the
Yeah.
Sat when I made the video, and I had a shot in that, and you saw that, and you said something about that. But I mean, can that be connected? If I'm correct, that there was so much of pounding on that it just
No,
dug.
no,
No.
no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
That is not. I don't believe that at all. Yeah. That is, I don't believe that at all. I mean, the whole area wasn't bounded from Madian all the way down to the Dead Sea. That certainly did not happen as far as I can see. Yeah. The Sea of Galilee, as I was telling you, is around 700 feet below sea level. The
Mm,
freshwater lake
mm.
is 700 feet below sea level up in the north of Israel, yeah, near the Syrian Golan Heights and the border with, I think it's Lebanon up there or Syria. I don't know who's up there. Syria and Lebanon, yeah. And the Dead Sea is next to Jordan. Yeah, on the other side is Jordan. So yeah, this whole area is underwater. I mean, under sea water, sea level. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
amazing.
All right. So, uh, for those who believe that there is a God, how do they turn to God? And then the other thing was that what is the acceptance of God? Because I was reading in chapter 5 the mention of the two sons of Adam,
Hmm.
where one killed the other. Both of them were trying to make closeness or doing something, and God accepted from one of them who was pious and not from the other. So,
Yeah.
what is turning to God, and what is acceptance of God?
Acceptance of God in what sense? By us or by God?
How, like, we can pray to God, but do we know if He has accepted that prayer or not?
That, I mean, is hard, but I'm talking about from
Okay.
our perspective. What we can feel it in the heart. You can feel God's acceptance in your heart if you truly believe. Yeah. But first of all, you have to decipher or uh, conclude, come to a judgment. Yeah, which they tell you never to judge. Yeah, lest you be judged. Don't judge, lest you be judged. Just remain a hypocrite
Yeah,
forever.
every day you're judging everyone.
Yeah, everybody, and that's a judgment by itself. That don't judge is a
Mm.
judgment.
Yeah.
They don't see that, right? I mean, when I tell you don't judge, is that not a judgment? To not judge.
Yeah.
So let's go back. I can't say that. Keep your mouth shut is better for you.
Mm.
That's what these people should be told. Yeah, keep your goddamn mouth shut before you're shut for you by God, and they will be. So anyway, I get pissed off and you come back to this because it's nonsense that they say. Yeah. So you got to figure out that there is a God. That's number one. Yeah. And if you are in doubt, you got to quash that doubt. And we're all in doubt at some level.
You got to quash that doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to destroy, annihilate, obliterate, massacre, many other words for that. Yeah. Make it vanish to the level you can. It doesn't vanish easily. I mean, why do you think we can't believe there's a God because there's no doubt or there is a doubt?
There is a lot of doubt.
There you go. See, in this world, there's more doubt than certainty, if you ask me.
Mm.
Yeah. But for me, there is absolute certainty and no doubt. But how do you? You're crazy, man. Man, you're crazy. How
You're
can there be?
you're
What are you
guided, man.
talking about?
No, no, no. You're guided. We're crazy, man.
What are you talking? How can be no doubt? That's the person you need to run away from. These spiritualists will tell you the one who says he knows, run away from him. I'm not kidding. The
Mm.
spirit will tell you if someone comes and tells you he knows the truth, run away from him. So I should come and tell you I don't know the truth and I'm going to lie to you, so you should listen to me. I mean, that's what you're telling me. So from now on, I will come. Hey, I'm a messenger of God. I'm not going to tell. I don't know the truth. I don't know the truth. I'm just going to tell you stuff. If you like it, send me some money. This is what the spirituals do. Yeah, they're out to make money from nonsense, and they pass it off as truth and virtue and their love. It's all about love, guys. Love can overcome anything. I mean, we got to love each other. I mean, there cannot be any hatred is a bad thing. We all need to love each other. If everybody loved everyone, everything would be fine. Everything would be great. Sure. Absolutely. Everything would be fucking great. Look at how we're loving each other and everything's great on the earth. Like, look at the liberal world
Yeah.
order today. Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to love you.
Dropping unclear weapons on each other.
Yeah, exactly. Unclear weapons. Yeah. When they actually drop those unclear weapons, if they have them, if they have anything near to what they say they have, I think the smoke will come immediately after that. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, we have in our hands, if they have these unclear weapons, which actually can do devastation to anywhere, even 100th of what they say, 100th, yeah. That in itself can bring the smoke upon mankind by their own hands. And why not? It'd be poetic, right? That mankind brings the smoke from the heaven with their own hands, as God has ordained. But God did it. Exactly. God did it. Absolutely. Anyway, so we're coming back to turning to God. So now, have we now lost all doubt that God doesn't exist, and we are absolutely sure He exists? Yeah, never happen, by the way, till you die. Yeah, but you got to get to a level where you're not going to come back from that. God is in charge. He's right here with me. There's nowhere I can be where He is not, and He can be anywhere, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to understand that. But thus He is everywhere. So that's number one. You got to understand that, and go, if this guy is everywhere,
Yeah.
and he knows everything, man, I gotta submit myself to this guy.
I gotta submit to this being.
I gotta surrender to this guy. I can't see him, but I feel him. I feel him right here. Right here. It's about here. Yeah. This is where I feel him in my heart. This shit up here, this is nonsense. Yeah. Right here is where the sense is. Here is the nonsense, and nonsense comes through here and here, and garbage comes out of here mostly. Yeah. We have only one hole to get garbage out of. If we had two, imagine that.
We have to.
No, yeah, exactly. But that one at least doesn't speak. Yeah. That one only makes noises. this garbage that comes out of here, we got to stop that garbage and stop the garbage going here and here to implement this and listen to this, so reality comes out of your mouth. Yeah. And yeah, we need to put reality and truth in here, and truth in here, and truth in here, so truth comes out of here while you're turned to this, your heart, which is where your God is. Connect to the this is how you actually turn to God in a very simple way. This is how it works. The heart is the guide. The heart is far more powerful than any other organ in the body, including this damn brain of yours. Is useless. The brain is literally useless. Yeah. The higher your IQ is, the less chance you have of success. I mean, like, that's a given. That is a given. And how do they measure IQ? Oh, that's another laughable story that you can invent and have a lot of fun with. Yeah, look, he's got an IQ of 100. He's useless. Yeah. And look at Pharaoh. Look at Moses. He can't even be clear. What kind of a moron is this? Yeah. Lowly guy. He doesn't even have wealth. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the nonsense they teach you in this earth. Yeah. So the heart is where you connect to God. So once you've submitted to God, then you accept you're a moron. I mean, obviously, the moment you accept God, you know you're a moron. I mean, are you the one who's everywhere and controlling all of this? All right, and you've accepted someone is, you're a moron.
Mm.
I mean, like, come on. You don't know jack. You have no clue what's going on. You got to accept that. Accept
Mm.
it. Yeah. Then he will give you the clues. Yeah. Through your heart. Yeah. He will strengthen your heart with his spirit, the Holy Spirit, the same spirit that they call God, the Christians. Yeah. Gabriel. He ain't no God. He is a messenger of God, the most powerful of the messengers of God. He may be an angel, but he's surely the Holy Spirit, the Ruhul Quddus in the Arabic text. Yeah, Jibril. His name is Jibril in Arabic, Gabriel in English, and in other languages called other things that I don't know. Yeah, but who cares? Just like God is called Allah in Arabic, Om in Hindi, Khuda in Persian and Urdu. Yeah, Deus in Latin, Dios in Spanish, and I don't know what in Portuguese and all other languages. There's a name for God in every language. I don't know what is in Russian and Hungarian, all other languages. There's a word for God. These idiots will confuse you by saying the only name for God is Allah. Allah is the only God. So I was just reading the Quran the other day, and God speaks to Moses at the tree, and he says, God says this, absolutely surely I, God, Lord of the knowing, yeah, and it's written in Arabic, surely I, Allah, absolutely surely I, Allah. So was he speaking Arabic back then to Moses? Because Moses didn't speak Arabic. Moses did not speak Arabic, to my knowledge, yeah. He
he's,
spoke Hebrew or something like that, right?
yeah.
So, when you put this in front of these morons, these idiots who call themselves Muslim and say Allah is the only name. So, what? So, he used Allah there to confuse Moses as to who God is. Or would he have used the name Moses understood of what God is in his time?
He would have used what Moses understood.
Case closed. These guys are going to hell. They have no place to stand.
Oh my
They
God.
have no place to stand. They have nothing to stand on. They don't even have air to stand on. They're straight in the fire, these people who hold the Quran today. You know, I would love to have someone of these their highest authority from the Al Azhar University, Cairo. Come. I challenge all of them all together. Like Moses said, bring all your magicians.
Yeah.
Bring all your magicians.
You're talking about them. Even my friends don't want to come. I mean, my so-called friends. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
friend
They're
there.
not your friends.
There's no
They're
friend.
wretched.
Nobody wants to come.
Because they have
I,
nothing to come with and they know it.
yeah.
They know they have nothing to come with except their lies and their ludicrous garbage that they've invented over Muhammad, my brother. He's my brother. What? You call him Muhammad? Is he your brother? Yeah, he's my brother, morons. What is he to you, God? Or is he your father? Who is he? He's a messenger of God. He's my brother. I'm a believer. I'm a messenger as well. He's my brother. I follow him. Absolutely. Totally. Without question. Whatever he commands me, I do. Sometimes I fail, but whatever he commands me, I do. And I command the same thing to you. Are you going to do it? No. You're going to do the nonsense you've invented for yourselves. And that will take you to the hellfire pretty soon. It's coming. I'm telling you, the command of God is coming. It seems closer every day as the nonsense escalates on the earth today. Yeah?
As it's coming, what you're saying, uh, how do we keep turning to God?
Okay,
And
so then after that, once you've accepted this, then you have to get knowledge of God. The only way to get knowledge from God is from the books of God. Then you have to accept that this Quran is the absolute truth from God. And you got to stop doubting what's in there as well. And that takes a much, much longer time because the cobwebs in your brains and your hearts, the disease that is in your hearts, that will take decades to go away for most, never for others, but at least attack it with the words of this book. It's absolute truth. The Quran is the absolute truth. So when you understand the Quran is the absolute truth and you negate any nonsense that you've held against it and start reading it from an aspect of, I don't know anything and this book knows. Whatever this book tells me is the truth. If I don't understand it, I don't denigrate it. If I can't fathom it, I turn away. I go to the next subject that I may be able to understand. Like it's, oh, there's no God except God. I understand that. God, no God except He. I understand that. God has power over everything. I understand that. Yeah. God is with you where what you be. I understand that. Yeah. It's God who created us. I understand that. God is going to give you death and then God is going to give you life. I understand that. So understand these things before you get into the details of things you cannot fathom, which everybody tries to do right at the beginning. They want to make you prove to them that you're going to be resurrected. All right, then go ahead on your way to hell, as I say to most people when they
Yeah,
come up with this
it's like they
nonsense.
say, prove God. Yes, I can
Yeah.
prove it. I just have to kill you first.
No, no, no. I won't kill anyone. Here's the gun. Shoot yourself.
Yeah,
Then you'll see God.
I don't want
Why
to
am
take
I
your
gonna?
evil.
Why are you sending me to hell for killing
Yeah, yeah, I
someone?
will not take your evil, my Lord. Forgive me. Yeah,
What?
take the gun, take a spear, and kill yourself, and you'll
Yeah.
see the God.
Here's the gun. Shoot yourself through the heart or your head. You'll find God immediately. Hopefully, He might keep you alive after that and see what happens to you then. Yeah.
Mm.
That's why I will never try and commit suicide. Yeah. Because I don't know if God will keep me alive after that. He might. And I'll be in a vegetative state like an idiot. And I'll complain to God and say, who told you to try and kill yourself, you fool?
I've
Yeah.
seen I've seen it real time.
Well,
What you
I've
went
seen it
through.
as well. So there's no way I'm going to commit suicide. Not going to happen. Yeah. Because God has given you this life. Live it well. If you turn to Him and you ask His forgiveness, He will make you live a life of goodness on this earth, and accept the goodness He brings you. Don't expect wealth and fame and fortune. Expect goodness and understand that goodness is not wealth and fame and fortune. It's more like health, wisdom, food and water. Yeah. And air to breathe and a place to sleep. Yeah. This is what you need, not the nonsense they preach to you all your lives. You know, nobody controls the earth in reality except God. Nobody controls anything in reality except God. You must understand that. So ask His forgiveness then. Know that you're flawed and you've made innumerable mistakes and committed crimes and sins and have rejected God and you've made yourself God in many ways. Accept all those things in your heart. Like, why does it feel good to you when someone praises you?
Why does it feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why does
because
it feel good? Tell me.
it makes me feel appreciated.
No, it makes you feel like you're God.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's why all my life I hated people praising me, and you're a witness to that. I
Mm.
used to tell, don't freaking praise me because I used to feel like, I mean, why am I feeling weird? Because all of us, all of us have that damned ability to make ourselves feel like God and Lord in our hearts. And we love that feeling. And when someone praises you, you get that feeling. So it's better not to be praised.
Mm.
It's to be, hey, you did a good job. All right, thank you. Move along now.
Mm.
Next job. I mean, like when you do something, you say, oh, wow, it's done. You just did a little task, man. Why are you feeling so excited? This is man. Yeah, he does a little task and he suddenly becomes God himself. Oh, look at what I've done. Yeah. Yeah, that's the reality.
Fools we are.
We got to continue doing the right stuff and do as much as we can and speak the truth that is within us. Yeah, when people say all the truth is within you, you don't need to look anywhere else. These are the spiritualists, the retarded pieces of garbage, monstrous liars, hypocrites to a level that they cannot understand. I can. And willfully, willfully taking people astray, knowing they're spewing garbage. Yeah, knowing that they're spewing garbage because they will never argue with me. They will never come and argue with me when I see the nonsense they utter and I challenge them. Never. They will never do it because they have nothing to argue me against. Because they don't really believe there's a God while they're saying there's a God. And they make everyone, oh, we're all one. We're all one consciousness. Having an experience. This is the David Icke
Mm-hmm.
pig. What a pig that guy is, yeah. I mean, I hope God turns him into a pig before he dies, yeah. I pray that. Ape is fine as well, whichever God chooses, yeah. Because he's done it before. You think I'm lying? No,
No,
I'm
I
not
know.
lying. He's
Yeah.
turned men into pigs and he's turned men into apes, and he's liable to do it again. Don't push him, because he'll do it. I don't bring that upon myself. Only these dastardly beings of absolute wretchedness and wickedness. Yeah, these people that say this, these spiritualist morons. Yeah, which I was off track again there. Yeah, what was
Yeah,
it?
but before we conclude, just for those who might be thinking that how do you have such an strong faith that Quran is the truth, what would you say to them?
Try harder.
I mean,
Try harder. I mean, you got to try to get faith. He's not going to just come to you unless you're Jesus. Yeah. I tried. I questioned what God showed me. I verified it by reading the Torah, the Bible. I verified it by examining people, by saying the things the Quran told me to say, and look at what they answered. And they all fell into exactly the same trap every time. All of you, every one of you did exactly the same thing. So that's how I prove this book cannot be BS, because how does it already know what every idiot is going to say when I say one thing and he's against it? He's going to say exactly the same thing. And there's myriad of examples of this in the book, or some sort of a conjugation of two or three sentences to respond to that ideology. Yeah? Ideology, that truth, basically. They call it ideology. Yeah? Yeah, it's the ideology of God. The Quran is the actual ideology. The rest is all nonsense. So how am I so sure? First of all, God has shown me so many things that if I doubt now, I'm the worst man ever to have been created. He has shown me things that that I cannot show myself.
mm,
He has made examples of people in front of me that I cannot do for myself. And he has shown me how he works in the seen and the unseen. He's shown me. All I need to know is I don't know everything of the unseen, but he's shown me the unseen, how it works. I mean, first of all, how did I believe God existed? I challenged God's existence when I was 9, 10 years old, almost 11. I challenged God's existence, and he showed himself to me. That's how I believed that God exists, and never doubted that God existed when I was 11 years old. So he chose me to do this. That's all I can tell you. It's just like Jesus. He was chosen. He had no choice. He was chosen before he was born. I may have been chosen before I was born, but I wasn't shown the reality till I was in my 30s. But all my life, when I look back, has gone through that uh, maze that I see Moses going through to come to the reality at the end. We're not Jesus's. I mean, Jesus was there right from the beginning. He was a prophet when he came out of Mary, before he came out of Mary. Yeah, he was a prophet of God. The rest of us are not like that. I mean, every man has been created to do a task by God, and he has to find that task. And each messenger has been created to do the task of delivering his message, and he has to accept it. I didn't just do it because I didn't accept it. I accepted it. Then I did it. I tried not to do it as much as I possibly could, because I know the repercussions of that, what they were going to be. I was not crazy. Because, I mean, the moment you say you're a messenger of God, you're labeled crazy, psychopath, schizophrenic, yeah, God complex. He has a God complex, right? This is what people say. Well, if I have a God complex, what complex do you have?
bigger
Yeah,
God complex.
you have a bigger God complex because you're saying I have a God complex, so you have a bigger God complex. It's simple. This is nonsense. It's all nonsense, they will say, because they cannot get to the level of understanding that God brings to us, the messengers.
They
They will
envy you.
always question it as impossible, because they cannot give life to the dead like Jesus did. They will always question Jesus, or they will make him God like the
Mm,
Christians. So all this is nonsense. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You are the one that matters for yourself. I don't matter for you. You rejecting me will matter for you. It won't matter for me even then. If you follow me, it will matter for you. It won't matter for me
mm,
whether you follow me or not. I am who I am, just like God is who he is, and the Spirit is who he is, and the angels are who they are, and the demons are who they are, and the birds and the ants and the fish and the animals, they are who they are. I mean, you are created for what you have to do. You have to find out what you've been created to do. Yeah. If you haven't been created to understand this message, and you know that, which most people, when they come and argue me about the Quran, I laugh because it's amusing. What can I say? When they
Mm.
come and argue me about the Quran, 5 minutes later they've lost and they run away cursing, saying that
You're
I'm the fool and
you're
I'm
being too
crazy.
kind. 5 minutes.
They're
Couple of.
fine. Yeah, I know. It's probably 2 minutes normally. I mean, they can't answer the first simple question of what they believe about the Quran. And those who don't believe the Quran, and tell them what's in the Quran, they can't understand it. And there's much which they cannot fathom. Like, what are all these punishments? What punishments? Yeah. Look at your punishments, how you punish each other. Yeah. None of that is in the Quran. I mean, what is the punishment for drugging yourself, for holding drugs, or peddling drugs, or using drugs, or selling drugs, or moving drugs from one place to another on the earth? What is the punishment for that?
In the book?
Yeah.
None.
Okay, so they're killing people for that. The
Yeah.
Saudis, the Thai people, Russia sent. So which punishment are you talking about?
Hmm.
Oh, because God says make an example of the thief by cutting his hand. An example. That's not even a punishment. It's to be made an example of. You don't make example of the most lowly event or the least amount of thing. It's the maximum thing that happens that you make an example of. Yeah. So all these politicians must be lined up and their hands have to be cut under the law of God. All the bankers, the high up bankers, I'm not talking about the little ones, I'm talking about the leaders, the leading bankers, all hands cut. One. No, no, no. We leave one. Only one hand. You can choose. You want the right or the left. You keep one of them. Yeah. One hand has to go because you are stealing mankind's wealth. And that's the punishment of God, not mine. I didn't make it. I didn't make that up. Yeah. When Jesus comes, wait for him to come.
Hmm.
There'll be lots of hands that are going to be cut when Jesus returns. He ain't going to be in a nice mood when he returns. I can guarantee you. You
Hmm.
won't find that merciful Jesus that you remember from when he came the first time. That's not the Jesus that's going to return. Yeah. You think God had become merciful because he sent Jesus and his wrath finished. That's what these people say, the Christians, that he turned from his old jealous ways with Moses and all those. He became
Wow.
all merciful and forgiving when Jesus came, and when Muhammad came, it's just total mercy after that. There is no almightiness in their Quran translations that I've seen. Yeah. Most
Hmm.
of them, they're not even word calling Almighty the God. Yeah. It's the especially merciful, the extremely, the super duper merciful, and the extremely super duper merciful, and the extremely gracious. Yeah. Oh, okay. You'll soon find out how gracious God is when he sends his messengers to destroy you. Yeah. You'll soon find out. There's no two things about it. Yeah. I'm not going to do it. Oh, I might. I might if he gives me the command. Don't worry about that either. Yeah, but I can't do anything because I have no command to enact any violence over anyone. I'm commanded not to be violent, not to be violent over anyone. Just deliver the message and curse them. When they turn away, curse them. Of course, if I deliver the message and you accept it, I will say peace over you. Your Lord has written over his self mercy. And if you've done wrong and you turn back after that and turn to God and ask forgiveness, he will forgive you. Now, if I tell you the truth and you reject me, I say, go to hell. Go to hell. Curse upon you of God and his angels and mine and all of mankind soon. And yourselves you will curse that day. Don't worry. Don't worry. Here you think that I'm only cursing you. There you'll be cursing yourself as well.
Oh, woe to me, was I dust.
Yeah, that's what the rejecter is going to say. Oh, but then so mean you are the only right one and we're wrong. Exactly. Like there's no doubt in that. The doubt is that the Quran is not right. I see. If the
Mm.
Quran is wrong, yeah, I'm wrong. I'm lying. I'm lying. If you can find the Quran saying other than what I am, yeah, then I'm wrong for sure. And if you say the Quran is wrong, then I'm wrong for sure as well. Did you get that one?
That was too.
I mean, straightforward. I mean, like, come on. The
Yeah.
Quran is the truth. If you can find me saying other than what the Quran is saying, I'm wrong. If you say the Quran is wrong, then I'm wrong for sure. Because I'm
Hmm.
only saying what the Quran is saying. Does that make more clearer
Yeah.
sense?
So both of their statements would be actually wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I find, I mean, I've also said people find this Quran saying other than what I'm saying to you. My mother has spent 15 years trying to find it, and she only invents a garbage in her mind to say it. Total nonsense. She's a hypocritical piece of garbage. My mother going to hell, cursed by God, and is going to suffer, probably suffering, and will suffer in the hellfire. You don't just get away with pissing off God's messenger. You don't get away with that.
No.
You hurt God's messenger. You're going to be punished in this world, and you're going to be absolutely massacred in the hereafter. Yeah. While you think you're punishing us by doing what you are. I mean, like, we don't care. We're here to fight for God, the messengers of God. And the believers fight in the path of God as well. With their wealth and their souls, they fight in the path of God. The path of the God is the Quran. The words of the Quran are the path of God. You got to walk on that path. You got to walk on that path with all your might. And don't waver when you have doubt or you see the enemy coming at you, because that's when the hypocrisy comes out and people say, oh, God only promises deception and his messengers only promises deception. When you see the war coming and the punishment coming of these people over you, mankind, not God, because he's just trying you. When, like in the case of Abraham, he almost let him kill his son. Yeah, that's the trial of God. He accepted, both accepted. And when they were done and God knew, okay, they actually have accepted, I have accepted their acceptance and their submission, they said, stop. It's just a trial. Yeah, that's submission to God. So when the wall of soldiers, when all of humanity comes the way of a believer, a
Mm.
singular believer, yeah, all of them, that's when he stands and say, fire away, fire away. I ain't got anything here.
Mm.
Fire away. Go ahead. Make my day. Fire away.
There,
This is how it is.
is it, if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, correct me, but there's a sign which says, like, when they see, they say, those who have faith, they see this, what promised God and his messengers, and
Okay,
surely
now
true.
you're like a bit lost there.
Okay.
But yeah, the believers, when they see the societies, and the societies in the Quran are defined as the Ad, the Thamud, the people of Lot and Pharaoh. They're coded as the societies. Yeah. When they see the societies, the believers will say, true God and his messengers. And the rejectors will say they're just promises and deception. This is the fundamental parable or example of that statement that you're talking about. So when the believers see the societies gathered against them, you know, and they will say, true God and his messengers, because we are promised this is going to happen. They're going to come for us. They're going to come for us. They're going to come for me eventually, if God lets them. There's a big caveat there. Yeah.
Then God will come for them altogether.
And God will come for them at that instance or right afterwards. You can get me, you can't get God. You can do wrong to me, you cannot wrong God. You can kill me, you can't kill God. They didn't kill Jesus, by the way. He was not crucified, he was not killed. Now, if God gave him death, that doesn't mean he can't come back. If he gave him death, all I know is he was lifted, raised by God to himself. I mean, which direction is raising to him? Probably straight up, yeah. I mean, could be side as well. I mean, could be on the side somewhere because God's everywhere, so he can raise you anywhere to himself, yeah. Yeah. So he was not killed, he was crucified. They cannot kill Jesus. These guys can't get to Jesus. I mean, it's not going to happen. Didn't happen. It's going to happen the next time when he comes, yeah. So it does not matter if he gives. If he gave, they say that he died so he can't come back. What kind of nonsense is that? If
Mm.
God gave him death, right? Not he wasn't killed nor crucified, but if he put him to quote unquote death, like off, switch off, yeah. How does that say or become the fact that because been given death, he cannot be brought back?
He is to raise the dead with the will of God.
Exactly. God raised people after their death. The guy who was given death for 100 years, then he resurrected him. The example in chapter 2. Yeah. Then the sons of Israel, that went with Moses, the 70 of them. God gave them all death and brought them out after death. So what is this issue that somebody who's dead in this world cannot be brought out alive again? It's been happening before and it can happen again. And I don't even believe he's dead. He's somewhere up there having fun in the garden. I don't know.
Mm.
And so it does not matter. And same thing with me. I mean, if you kill me and God lets you kill me, yeah, let's give an example. Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Probably
Mhm.
it won't. Yeah, hopefully it won't. I don't keep coming back and killing you guys. Yeah. So so if you kill me and then God makes me alive after that, what are you going to do then? Huh? Are you going to kill me again? Then and if he gives me life after that, what are you going to do? You're going to keep killing me. What are you going to do? So this is also possible for God. What if you kill me and then God makes me alive and gives me a rod that destroys all of you? What are you going to do then? What are you going to
Done.
do then?
Then everyone's done.
I mean, I'm just giving examples. Any of this is possible. I mean, I love
Mm.
the stick example of Moses. One little staff, he massacred all of them. He didn't, of course. God did it. All of it was done by God. You know. So the staff is just a conduit of God's command on the earth when Moses came. Yeah, all he
Yeah,
did through that stick. Yeah,
yeah.
fundamentally,
And
not all, not
everyone was
all.
trying to look at him as meek and look at this stick holder, and
Yeah,
then that stick went
yeah. I mean, like the stick
everywhere.
destroyed all their magicians' nonsense. I mean, like, and Moses feared when the time came and their stick started moving and changing shape, the magician
Mm.
of Pharaoh. And then God inspired them. Don't worry, you're the high one. Throw your stick, it'll eat whatever they're doing. That's the exact example of what I've been sent with. They have all the Qurans, you only need one. They can come with all the Qurans they have, and you can destroy them with the Quran that they have. This is the example today. They all
Mm.
have the Quran, the Muslim. Of course, the other idiots have no clue because they hate the Quran. Although I would suggest that the so-called Muslims hate the Quran more than the others.
Mm.
I would suggest that is the actual case. So these people who hold the Quran, uh, they will come with the Quran and they will not be able to overcome me. As the example of those with all their ropes and staffs they came could not overcome the staff of Moses. This is the parable. They
Mm.
will not, they cannot, they are incapable. They have not the ability, nor the authority, nor the knowledge or the wisdom to overcome anything I say from the Quran with the Qurans in their hand. Do you see the parable?
Yeah.
They cannot. Challenge,
Mm.
challenge put out.
I've
Nobody's
been
going to come.
witnessing it for 12 years
Yeah, well, I
myself.
mean, they can witness it forever. They will never. They will have to accept that I'm telling the truth and they're liars, or they will go to hell. Or they will have to accept what I'm saying is actually what's written in the Quran and they've been lied to and they've been lying all their lives, or they're going to hell. Thus, they're all going to hell. While they tell me that I am the one who's inventing lies and I'm the bad mouth guy who's cursing people. Yeah.
Mm.
Just like Jesus, just like David, just like Noah, just like Lot and Muhammad and all the other messengers.
Mm. And it's
So,
not like anyone can try to copy these guys. Like, they can try, they cannot choose themselves to be messengers. They can try, they've been doing that. I
yeah,
mean, they can try,
they
but
do
it's very
try.
clear.
And they
uh,
say they're not, but they're acting like they're messengers, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it's very clear the one who's guided by the God and the one who's been made astray. It's
Mhm.
very clear. But the tragedy is that the source that you're using to judge the truth, these guys will never open that source, that key, and thus they'll never be able to understand that this guy is actually saying the truth. The
Yeah, I
ultimate
mean, yeah,
failure.
I mean, the thing is that they have manipulated the words and mutilated the words and changed the words of the Arabic source. And they've made these hundreds of translations and interpretations, and the sects they've created with their doctrines and their matter that they base their judgments on, the books and the writings of their so-called leaders, yeah, the Hanafis and the Wahhabis and the Shias and the Sunnis and the Akhanis, that they cannot go back to the source because the source being covered up. It's just like when I send this message into the so-called abyss, I call it the abyss of the internet. It is not even visible because it's mundane. The distractions in the abyss are far more exciting than what I tell them. So they will never ever come to this knowledge or open their hearts to listen to this absolute truth, the beauty of the truth that I tell them. Yeah, I will self glorify that because it's the truth of God, not mine. I did
Mhm.
not hold this truth, nor can I hold this truth. I can only deliver it till He chooses me to deliver it. Yeah, so they cannot see it. The other stuff, the lewdness they spread, the excitement they spread through their jokes and their fantastical movies which depict fantasies only, no reality whatsoever. They would spend all their time looking at that nonsense and little animals doing shit things as well. Yeah, cats doing backflips is what they will watch all day, and mice running around in circles. Yeah, and stupid, moronic, retarded men and women doing absolutely insane antics and movements with their bodies. And that's what going to attract them, yeah, not the truth. Because the wickedness is what attracts man, not the piousness. Look in the mirror all your life. And me, I did the same. Maybe not as bad as others, but I did.
Yeah, it's like look at the pious if there are any. Oh, what's wrong with this guy? He's so simple. He doesn't have any fun.
Oh, I have a
And
lot of
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. That I mean, for those who think that Asad Sarohi doesn't have fun, you got to be kidding me. I think
fun.
you you also go outdoors. You explore. Yeah.
Yeah, I look at the beauty of God. The beauty of God is outside, not in your home. Your
Mm,
home is a damned piece of garbage paid place created by man. Look outside. Look around you is the beauty of God, the pristine that you call nature. There's no such thing as nature, you fools. It's all created by God out there. It's set up by God and it's perfectly in balance and it's beautiful.
they don't
Yeah,
want to mention the name of God. That's why they come up with this nature bullshit and all that.
obviously. It's the way, it's the nature's way, the natural path, yeah. Natural, I don't know, naturopaths or something like that. They have these doctors or
Mm,
whatever.
mm,
Uh, Healers they call them, yeah.
mm,
Nonsense, they're all nonsensical. They just want to make themselves god and be listened to.
mm.
I don't give a damn if you don't listen to me. I will deliver my message. I give a damn about that, because if I don't deliver my message, then I'm wronging myself. Once I deliver the message, then you're wronging yourself by not listening to it.
Beautiful. On that note, I would request to depart.
Enough.
Request your leave. I would
Surrender, surrender.
I would surrender, and I would ponder on this. And some of the stuff, it just stays regurgitating in the head. Just like a lot of the crap that we watch or listen to, it
Mm.
regurgitates in our head too.
Yep.
But it's better to regurgitate these words of God and this knowledge and wisdom. But I appreciate your time. Do you think we covered? Yeah, we pretty much
We
covered
covered
angels,
a lot more
messengers,
than that. Yeah, I
and
think
how
we
to turn to
covered.
God.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't cover the Adam story. We'll do it some other day. Yeah. The Adam story with the
Yeah,
son of Adam. We'll do it
I
some
was.
other.
Yeah, but just to ask you if I was thinking right or wrong, the son who killed his brother from the two sons of Adam, the guy who got killed, he's still alive.
I mean, he's not still alive.
No, I
I
mean
mean,
like
alive in the unseen.
unseen.
Yeah. I mean, that any believer who is killed in the path of God does not die. So, was he killed in the path of God? That's the only question.
Hmm.
If he was killed in the path of God, then he's still alive. And I mean, come on, most the dead are actually alive. Yeah, they're burning in the fire.
Hmm.
So, this is also a kind of a dichotomy we need to just get away from. I mean, the
Hmm.
dead are actually alive. And the
Hmm.
alive are actually dead, if you want to ask me.
Wow, man. That's it. Yeah, because the soul cannot.
Soul doesn't die. Soul goes to the
Yeah.
other place. Yeah, I mean, like it's the body that dies. The soul just feels the
Ah.
death of the body and then gets out of it, running like a bat out of hell. Yeah, like a rat from a sinking ship overboard. Yeah, or out of the sewer, rising
Hmm.
water. Yeah.
It's like, so when the rejectors are dead and they're dying, crying, yeah, they should know that they don't need to cry. Their loved ones are still alive. It's just that they're in hell,
Oh, and they're
burning with
joining
them.
them soon, right
Yeah.
away.
So why are
Yeah.
you crying? You're gonna join them soon. Be happy.
In hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be happy. Trust me. That's why they're not happy about dying, by the way. Yeah.
Intrinsically. Yeah.
Intrinsically, the soul knows where she is going.
Yeah.
They will never desire the death with
It,
what send forth their hands. They will
yes.
never desire death with what send forth their hands. And with that, peace to all five who are listening, or three.
All right.
All
And
right,
peace
man.
to
Salam.
everyone in the seen and the unseen. Peace, Asad.
Salam.